Yeah, 11/11 is coming, Black Friday is also coming, Christmas season, holiday season. This is the time to get some good stuff. And I've got some recommendations for you. Actually, this is my first time making a buying guide, so I'm quite nervous. Selamat pagi! Good morning everyone, Kenneth here, and today we are not gonna be. You all know what we are going to talk about, but first, let me answer one question that everyone is asking me. What is the difference between the Haylou GT1, GT1 Pro, and the GT2? And I've got the answer here for you. First, is there any sound difference? Answer is no. I tried to listen to all of these back and forth, comparing rock songs, pop songs. Even though I haven't used all of it for a prolonged time, I can safely say to you that they sound 99% the same to each other. If you already have the Haylou GT1, these are not upgrades. These are just different models, alternatives to the Haylou GT1. If you feel the case battery is not enough on the original, get the Haylou GT1 Pro. This has 800 mAh battery while the original only has 300, and as a bonus, you get battery indicator in the front here. If you're unsure, then if you would want to use a touch control, get the Haylou GT2. It has a physical button. Even though it has an open lid case, most people just like the one with lid because they prevent dust from accumulating here. But personally, I like this design more because I can just take it out of my pocket, take it with one hand, and I know the majority of you don't do that. Also, as a little bonus, you have this included permanent USB cable, so you don't have to carry a micro USB charging cable anywhere. You can just charge it with like any wall plugs or with a laptop. It's all in one, and I think this is one pretty good package. And by the way, yeah, magnets are pretty strong too, so don't worry about that. Okay, so that is everything you need to know about these three. I will do a more in-depth video later on comparing the call test, latency and all that. And without further ado, let's get right into the recommendation, shall we? Recently, the collection just got more because I unboxed quite a lot for this video. And yeah, you have to know that some of them are sponsored to me, but some of them I bought it myself. Some are bought at a discount. So just to let you know, but all the testings that I've done here is my own opinion. And I will try my best to describe which one is best at which category. And I really hope you like the recommendation. To be honest, actually, I'm quite nervous that you will not like it, but be mindful of the price you're paying for this. You know, not everything is Haylou and not everything is super good like that. So I'll try to explain each pros and cons of every one of my recommendation, and I hope that you can get a clear idea of what you get and what you don't get, and so you can compare between one and the other and pick which one do you like the best. So let's start with the first category. This is the best non-in-ear AirPod style earbuds, and my top pick is actually the Xiaomi Air2 at $60. I know it's quite pricey, but this is hands down the best sounding, most clear earbuds for indoor listening. Keep in mind, indoor listening. This doesn't have too much bass. I would say this is flat sound profile or a bit treble boosted, so as sounds and the cymbal crashes will hurt you a little bit. And also it comes with a lot of compromises, but if you want an earbud with really truthful, clear sound, this is the one to get. Anyways, go check out my comparison video for full, but basically don't get this if you are going to use it mostly outside. And for that, I would actually go back to the budget price. This is the Tiso IX. This is actually the one I would pick when I'm going outside for non-in-ear. It is slightly bigger at the ear tips here compared to the AirPods. Because it's bigger, it fits better in the ear, but it hurts a little bit faster than the Air2, and it also doesn't sound the best. I would describe the sound here as, you know, acceptable, okay. It's not the most engaging sound in the world, but at $20 it's decent enough, especially when it makes up for that with its dual mode Bluetooth. So both of these actually have dual mode Bluetooth. They pair to your phone under the same name. You can pick whatever side of the earbud as you like. You don't have to repair. You can change between earbuds anytime, anywhere you want, and you don't have to repair again. That is a really nice feature, and I seriously enjoy using dual mode Bluetooth. So again, don't forget to check out my Air 2 versus Tiso X video if you want to know more about these non-in-ear earbuds. I actually have one more non-in-ear earbuds. This is the QCY T3. I've reviewed this quite a long time ago. It sounds actually okay, a little bit more decent than the Tiso X, even though, you know, all non-in-ear earbuds, they don't sound anywhere near comparable as the in-ear, so you gotta temper your expectations down. For real, the Air 2 is really something else. It holds as much bass as the QCY T3, which I said this has no bass at all, but it has much clearer voice. You know, let me just stop talking about the Air 2. Focus on the QCY T3. I actually don't really think you should get this. The build quality is fine, but using it, the touch control is very not responsive, and accidental touches are very often, and also it has some problem with the connection. I have to repair them quite often. This is actually the most factory reset I've ever done on any of the True Wireless earbuds that I have. This is quite problematic. I think you should avoid this. So that's it for the non-in-ear. Now let's move on to the next category. This is the best for bass. And for you bass lovers, I've got some options here. This is actually quite a new category for me because all this time I've been reviewing, you know, the QCY and the Haylou. Turns out they are actually quite balanced earbuds. But this one takes bass into the next level. It gives you a really good punch. You know, if you listen to a lot of EDM songs or rap songs, I think these are the ones to get. But you have to be careful that these earbuds don't have as much clarity. Vocals are not as present as the other ones that I've reviewed. So you have to know that before picking any of these bass heavy earphones. To be honest, all these here, I just tested for a couple days, but I did compare them with all the stuff that I have here, so I've got a pretty good idea here. And my top pick for this category is the Tiso i6. Again, vocals and other instruments are kind of enveloped in bassy, warm-ish environment. If I could describe, this is the very polar opposite of the Xiaomi Air 2. The Air 2 has very bright and present vocals. This Tiso, or actually any earbuds in this category, has a warm bass that envelopes the music with it. So you're always listening your music with a nice In EDM, you are presented with a very pleasant, very satisfying bass kick. Build quality is also really nice. The lid here, it feels good in the hand. It also has battery indicator, although at inside here, not the outside. But again, why I picked this at the top is because of its dual mode Bluetooth inside. So this is actually the only one that is in ear and has dual mode Bluetooth inside. It lasts 3.5 hours as I said in the box. So yes, dual mode Bluetooth consumes a little bit amount of more battery here, and I'm gonna be tweeting the result of my battery test in the coming days, so make sure you follow me there. Also, it has a pretty decent touch control. Double tap to play or pause, hold for next song. So there's not going to be a lot of accidental touches. You know, actually, to be honest, this doesn't sound the best, but I feel like it has the best balance between all the features that it has. The better sound is actually from Tiso again. This is the Tiso i4 and this is i5. You know, this is quite expensive. I've seen it for $50. I'm not sure about whether it's worth it or not, but I can say that the earbuds in both of these are the same. At least I cannot find if they sound any different. The shape, this is the smallest earbuds I have ever seen. This is much more smaller than the Haylou GT1. They do have good battery life though, but because of how small they are not the most comfortable when you wear this in your ear. They feel different than your usual earbuds, and actually they give you two types of ear tips here. One is more like a triangular shape, while the other one is the more regular rounded shape. So the one that's included here is the triangular shape. It doesn't give too much passive noise cancelling. I imagine it will fit better with the rounded one. And also they don't have the dual mode Bluetooth that you get on the Tiso i6, but the sound quality on these things is ever so slightly better because it has a little bit more forward vocals, and you know, I'm one who like to hear my vocals clear. That's why I really like the Xiaomi Air2 in the first place. But make no mistake, these are still bass heavy earbuds. The vocals here don't compare to the Haylou GT1, but they still have decent amount of it, decent sound stage. And the Tiso i6, I can say these has 80%, 90% of the sound, but with much better features, so that's why I made the Tiso i6 as my top pick. Okay, by now if you're starting to question why I review Tiso products, actually no, I have another competitor at this class. This is the Awei T10C. I am officially putting this in the bass heavy category. These have a very thumpy bass that is very much comparable to these earbuds that I have here, but the quirk here is it has bumped up treble, so you will hear vocals and cymbal crashes especially to be in the forefront hitting at you, and sometimes it will hurt, which is unusual in the bass heavy class. To be honest, the sound here, it's not my favorite. It's pretty cramped in the middle, and the sound stage is not quite as large as the other Tisos, but for what it is lacking, it makes up the difference by its features. This packs a lot of features, everything you can imagine: a battery indicator in the front here, wireless charging capable case, a touch control, but a very responsive one. This may be one of the best touch control I've ever tried so far. It also has a very practical way to control volume, which is totally amazing. Hold for volume up on the right, hold for volume down on the left. And using the touch control on this thing really begs the question, why not every true wireless earbuds implement this kind of touch control? It's that good, really. So this is kind of my third pick after the Tiso i6 and the i4, i5s. Even though the design and the build quality is not as nice, the features here are amazing, and I think you will like it. And last but not least, in this bass heavy class, I would like to remind you to avoid the Bluetooth High. It's just not worth it in my opinion. I have my thoughts on my full review, so go check it out. Also, full reviews for all of these Tiso and Awei earbuds are coming in the near future. Okay, now finally let's get into the most exciting option here. These are the best overall earphones that every one of you should consider. And first, at number one, actually Haylou is not paying me for this, but yes, that is the Haylou GT1. It doesn't have the best build quality out there, but it just looks so good. Very small and pocketable, good touch control, good amount of battery life, and most importantly, it has a terrific sound quality. You know, to know more, just go check out my Haylou GT1 review. It also applies to the Haylou GT1 Pro and the GT2, with the only difference is the ones I have mentioned at the start of the video. Next, the second place, this is actually a very second place, goes to the QCY T5. And I know this has the stem design, so if you don't like it, then well, this is not for you. But this is also a dual mode Bluetooth, even though honestly the build quality is not as good as the QCY T2C, the one with lid, but it's still very decent. It has two LEDs on the front here that will glow when you are charging. No battery indicator of the case, unfortunately, but this has actually good touch control. It doesn't do anything on first tap, only double tap to play or pause, hold on the right for next song, hold on the left for previous song. It is very responsive. I am glad QCY finally gets it. You know, I'm very disappointed by the touch control on the QCY T3, so QCY, thumbs up for you on on this touch control here. Keep it up. And next, the sound quality. QCY has really stepped up the game here. These have pretty much the same sound quality as the Haylou, and that is something there. Also, they added a much louder volume on this thing. So if you like something that can go loud as the So if you like something that can go loud, you can definitely go with the QCY T5. It's also worth mentioning that there is a gaming mode here. I haven't personally tested it out, but I will definitely show it in its full review in the near future. Next, my third pick is the QCY T1 Pro. This I think is best suited if you do a lot of workout, sports, active movements. These are one of the best because it holds in your ear very well with the ear fin on the top here. So it feels very secure, and you can rest assured that it will stay there for a long time until you take it out by yourself. The only downside though, the fin here, because it's so tight in your ear, it will hurt if you use them for hours and hours. So that's one downside. But what you get here is seriously amazing. You get an aluminum case, which you don't get in practically any other earbuds here. By the way, this is $30, a little bit more expensive, but you get what you pay for here. You have a touch control, even though not as responsive as the QCY T5, which I just praised, but this is still better than the frustrating QCY T3 controls. You also have a battery indicator of the case, and the sound quality is actually comparable to the Haylou or even the Sabbat to that extent, which we're gonna talk about in a minute. The main difference to the Haylou is it has slightly less pronounced vocals but with an even wider soundstage, and it goes louder than the Haylou too. Just like the QCY T5, it goes to the Sabbat level. And let's talk about this one. The Sabbat E12 is one of the most expensive offering here in this video. It is not compromising on anything. You have wireless charging, you have battery indicator, you have a really premium feeling even though fingerprint magnet case, and you have a very nice looking, also very nice to wear earbuds design with a battery that lifts up to the expectation. This is a 6-hour performer just by itself, and when you take everything with the earbuds, these can last you for the whole week. It also goes very loud, has a little bit better sound. Actually, it's not that huge of a difference compared to the Haylou or even any of these offerings, but what you get here is just the more premium build quality, and it also have volume control on its physical button here if you didn't know it already. So yes, that is pretty much it. My best overall. These are my 4 top picks, and to be honest, if you go for any of these, I think you will find a very good experience with them. And also, I forgot to mention that the Sabbat also have the X12 Ultra, which is, instead of an in-ear design, uses an AirPod style design with ear fins so that it will still hold in your ear better than basically any other AirPod style earbuds. And the good thing about the X12 Ultra is it is cheaper than the E12 Ultra. So if you would prefer an in-ear earbuds, I would definitely recommend you that one, and I hope you get a good experience. Okay, so here are some honorable mentions. These are QCY T1, first ever true wireless earbuds that my friend actually introduced me. Love these, but I have to retire this. You know, there are better options right now. Actually, the Haylou GT1 is also better than the QCY T1, ever so slightly smaller, and I just like the sound on the Haylou better than the QCY T1. You know, they are all balanced sound, just like my best overall. They are all balanced, fun sound, but still, this has a little bit more bass boost compared to the QCY. So if you prefer less bass, then go for the QCY T1. It is still a terrific earbuds. Okay, so have you decided on which earbud to get right now? If you have, then here are some of the bonus extra features that you get. First is voice prompt. The Awei T10C, Tiso i4 and i5, Sabbat E12 and X12, they all have voice prompt. telling you if they are turned on, if they are connected, and all that. Next is case battery indicator. We have two types here. First is the one that turns on right when you open the lid, and that's the Haylou GT1 Pro and the Tiso i6. And the second one is one that turns on after you take the earbuds in and out, and that's the Awei T10C, the Tiso i5, and also the Sabbat E12 and X12. Then for earbuds that can wirelessly charge, that is gonna be the Awei T10C and the Sabbat X12 and E12. Last but not least, there's one premium feature here. It's an optical sensor to play or pause the music automatically when you put the earbuds in and out of your ear, and that is gonna be the Xiaomi Air2. It works well, it works with any phone, so that's a really good thing. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it, all the bonus features that you get with these earbuds. Okay, so that concludes my buying guide. I hope you find something useful here. You can go check out my full reviews. All links are down in the description below. I can imagine the video description is gonna be so long because there are so many products, so many links, so many regions, but I really do hope you find it useful. And also when buying the ones you like, please do consider using the affiliate links because they do help me a lot in keeping this channel going and keeping me doing what I'm doing right now. And yeah, when buying the earbuds that you like, please do consider using the affiliate links down in the description because they do help a lot in keeping me doing what I'm doing right now and keeping the channel going. I would be very grateful. So thank you very much once again. Don't hesitate to write a comment, any of your questions down below, or you can shoot me a message in Twitter and Instagram. This is Kenneth, and I'll see you in the next one. Sampai jumpa.